Katniss is faced with a lot of difficult choices in this book. She has to decide that whether or not she's willing to sacrifice her humanity for victory. She wants to get back home. She wants to see her sister again, but she knows that it's not just animals and game she's hunting. It's real people. And she has to decide whether or not she's willing to take that step and actually kill in order to. What I'm going to read to you today comes from the moment in the book where Katniss and the rest of the tributes are starting the Hunger Games. She's been trained, she said goodbye to her coaches and her stylists, and she is waiting for the bell to sound and for the games to begin. She and the rest of the 24 tributes are standing in glass tubes, and when the bell sounds, they are able to go and collect potentially some supplies that they need for the games. They're in a giant outdoor arena. She hasn't seen it before, and this is the part where the Hunger Games begin. 60 seconds. That's how long we're required to stand on our metal circles before the sound of a gong releases us. Step off before the minute is up, and landmines blow your legs off. 60 seconds to take in the ring of tributes, all equidistant from the cornucopia. A giant golden horn shaped like a cone with a curved tail, the mouth of which is at least 20 feet high, spilling over with the things that will give us life here in the arena. Food, containers of water, weapons, medicine, garments, fire starters. Strewn around the cornucopia are other supplies, their value decreasing the farther they are from the horn. For instance, only a few steps from my feet lays a 3-foot square of plastic. Certainly it could be of some use in a downpour, but there, in the mouth, I can see a tent pack that would protect from almost any sort of weather. If I had the guts to go in and fight for it against the other 23 tributes, which I have been instructed not to do. We're on a flat, open stretch of ground, a plain of hard-packed dirt. Behind the tributes across from me, I can see nothing, indicating either a steep downward slope or even a cliff. To my right lies a lake. To my left and back, sparse, piney woods. This is where Haymitch would want me to go, immediately. I can hear his instructions in my head. Just clear out, put as much distance as you can between yourselves and the others, and find a source of water. But it's tempting, so tempting, when I see the bounty waiting there before me. And I know that if I don't get it, someone else will. That the career tributes who survive the bloodbath will divide up most of these life-sustaining spoils. Something catches my eye. There, resting on a mound of blanket rolls, is a silver sheath of arrows and a bow, already strung, just waiting to be engaged. That's mine, I think. It's meant for me. I'm fast. I can sprint faster than any of the girls in our school, although a couple can beat me in distance races. But this 40-yard length, this is what I am built for. I know I can get it. I know I can reach it first. But then the question is, how quickly can I get out of there? By the time I've scrambled up the packs and grabbed the weapons, others will have reached the horn. And one or two I might be able to pick off, but say there's a dozen at that close range, they could take me down with the spears and the clubs, or their own powerful fists. Still, I won't be the only target. I'm betting many of the other tributes would pass up a smaller girl, even one who scored an 11 in training, to take out their more fierce adversaries. Haymitch has never seen me run. Maybe if he had, he'd tell me to go for it. Get the weapon, since that's the very weapon that might be my salvation. And I only see one bow in that whole pile. I know the minute must almost be up, and I will have to decide what strategy will be mine, and I find myself positioning my feet to run, not away into the surrounding forest, but toward the pile, toward the bow. when suddenly I notice PETA. He's about 5 tributes to my right, quite a fair distance. Still, I can tell he's looking at me, and I think he might be shaking his head. But the sun's in my eyes, and while I'm puzzling over it, the gong rings out. And I've missed it. I've missed my chance, because those extra couple of seconds I've lost by not being ready are enough to change my mind about going in. My feet shuffle for a moment, confused at the direction my brain wants to take, and then I lunge forward, scoop up the sheet of plastic and a loaf of bread. The pickings are so small, and I'm so angry with PETA for distracting me that I sprint in 20 yards to retrieve a bright orange backpack that could hold anything, because I can't stand leaving with virtually nothing. A boy, I think, from District 9, reaches the pack at the same time I do, and for a brief time we grapple for it, and then he coughs, spattering my face with blood. I stagger back, repulsed by the warm, sticky spray. Then the boy slips to the ground, and that's when I see the knife in his back. Already, other tributes have reached the cornucopia and are spreading out to attack. Yes, the girl from District 2, 10 yards away, running toward me, one hand clutching a half a dozen knives. I've seen her throw in training. She never misses, and I'm her next target. All the general fear I've been feeling condenses into an immediate fear of this girl, this predator who might kill me in seconds. Adrenaline shoots through me, and I sling the pack over one shoulder and run full speed for the woods. I can hear the blade whistling toward me, and reflexively I hike up the pack to protect my head. The blade lodges in the pack. Both straps on my shoulders now, I make for the trees. Somehow, I know the girl will not pursue me, that she'll be drawn back into the cornucopia before all the good stuff is gone. A grin crosses my face. Thanks for the knife, I think. So the Hunger Games has begun, and Katniss is forced to live in trees, make alliances that she doesn't want to in order to stay alive. And eventually, she must choose between her own life and the life of another contestant. So if you want to read this book, it's exciting, it's action-packed. I really could not put it down. You need to read The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. If you want to find out what Katniss's fate is, you've got to read the book. So pick it up, read it, tell me about it on the blog, and I will see you next week. Bye.